Aaron, how's it going?
Good.
Welcome back. Just give us your thoughts on returning to the lineup tonight. Start there.
Definitely excited. Tough sitting out a big stretch, especially after being out a decent stretch just a few weeks before that. So excited to get back out there, be with the guys again, and keep building on the way that they've been playing.
The hit that knocked you out, did it just hit you in the wrong spot, or how would you describe the hit that kind of?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of a normal hit. I just kind of went in awkwardly and kind of got gripped by the boards a little bit and just stuck. And unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. So definitely frustrating, but been working through it and feeling better. So like I said, just excited to get back going for this last little push here.
Ryan, it looked like you were going to play with Yessa and Derek Brassard. And you guys haven't had any practice other than morning skate. He's a veteran, played over 900 games. How quickly can chemistry happen? And, do you guys have quick conversations about kind of what you like to do in certain areas of the ice?
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking a lot before and during the game. And like you said, he's played 900 games. Played with a lot of different guys, I'm sure, and myself as well. So we should be able to glue pretty quick. And the big thing is we got to skate and let our work bring their opportunities. But I know that he's a smart player. He makes some really good plays out there. So that'll go a long way. And obviously I have some chemistry and know Jesse's game. So I mean, you never know how it's going to go right away, but obviously, like I said, I think if we just go out there and we have a work-based mindset right away, things should start rolling for us.
You've been here now for 10 years, and obviously there hasn't been a lot of trade deadline acquisitions in that time. You look at Brassard, and you look at Kulak, and even if you go back a little bit, obviously Evander Kane. Do you sense, how does that change the mindset of your group? Does it give you a significant lift at the management, hey, we've added some pieces to what we have already?
Well, yeah, I mean, these are veteran guys who have been, all of them have been around a long time in the NHL, and they have experience, they know how to get things done, and it's exciting for us. I mean, we just keep, you add pieces and you keep building from there. And I mean, the depth on this team is something that I've never experienced before probably in my career here. It's you look up and down that lineup, and you can really throw almost anybody against anybody. So it's exciting, and those guys, like I said, because they are veteran guys, they'll be able to jump into the fold pretty quickly.
Hey, Ryan, just to your right here, you guys have been adamant not to make excuses, but you guys have been battling the injury and at times the COVID bug for so much of this season. Yet when you guys are fully healthy, you guys have proven that you guys can go toe-to-toe against the best in the league. What is this full, healthy group capable of doing?
Well, I mean, I think you said it. I think we can play against anybody in the league, and I think the guys showed it. Had some tough games at home, and then went to the best team in the league in Colorado right now, and was there every step of the way. And I know for me it was an exciting game to watch, but also just a good confidence game for our team, knowing that we can step up against a team like that, and we put our best foot forward, and obviously it's the overtime goal that's the difference maker, but we were there the whole game with them, and a lot of the game we outplayed them, and it's exciting to see.
You mentioned about Brassard playing 900 games. He's played on 10 teams, you've played on 1. How do you rationalize that?
Yeah, no, he's definitely, he's been around and has experience, so I think that should help coming to a new team and playing with new players. I'm sure he's able to adjust pretty quick, and yeah, it's exciting when you see a guy around the league. Ever since I've come in, you know him. You get to play against him a fair amount, so I know his game a little bit, but obviously try to get that chemistry going right away.
You ever play with him in the World Championships?
No, I haven't. No.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Yep.
Brett, first day for you with the group, and obviously going to play in front of your hometown family tonight. Does it feel almost like the nerves of similar to your first ever NHL game and the excitement?
No, I guess it is similar. I wasn't that nervous in my first game either. It was just you're excited to get out there and get playing and just kind of just enjoy the experience of the first game. And it's the same thing for tonight, I think. I'm excited to wear the Oilers uniform and get out there. And the guys have been great. They've been really welcoming and made me feel at home here already. And just looking forward to getting to work and start building with the team.
Your time in Montreal, it seemed when Marty St. Louis came in, like your game had been well, but it really went to even a new level under him. Why do you think that was? What changed with him? And then how do you look to carry that play into Edmonton?
Yeah, I think, Marty came in and just give me a little more opportunity, a little more minutes, and change the style of play we were playing a little bit more. Give the guys a little more freedom to kind of express themselves and use their best attributes they have and to contribute to the play style. So I think it's the same thing here, talking with Woody and the coaching staff, it works out good because what the stuff they're talking to us about and teaching us is similar to where I was just coming from. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good fit, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Over here, Brent. You didn't kill penalties in Montreal. You gonna stick your hand up here to kill penalties?
Yeah. I was when we had a couple guys go down, or if another D who was a killer took a penalty, I was the next guy to step in. So I was getting more and more experience over there doing that. But we'll see. I haven't talked about PK stuff here that much, but. Yeah, I'll definitely be raising my hand if as a guy who'd like to get out there and kill some penalties.
So you grew up an Oiler fan. You were pretty young back in 2006 when they got to the Cup final. A little too young to be on White Avenue, but you were still obviously following that run the Oilers were on.
Oh yeah, that was an exciting time for obviously the whole city, but yeah, for me personally, that was awesome. I don't think I missed watching a game, and I think on my spring hockey team, Sean McTavish was on my team too, so it was cool to see his excitement of his dad there and going through all that, and yeah, I'll never forget 2006 when the Oilers went that far.
Good, thank you.
Hey, Brett. Who's coming tonight? If family able to wrangle some tickets?
Yeah, I think both my brothers are in Grand Prairie working, and so my dad will come with 3 friends. My mom is returning from Arizona with my grandma and auntie. I think they're coming back on Sunday, so she's eager to get to some games next week when we got a few at home. And so just tonight, as far as family, I think my dad and my one uncle come in, but every game I'll have a different family up hiding amongst the crowd.
Last year with the Canadians, as you got into the final 20 games, you looked good for a playoff spot, but you still have to nail it down. But maybe sort of a similar situation here. It looks good, but you got to get the points. Tell me about that mentality of sort of, chipping away and getting a little closer every.
Yeah, I think it's a nice spot to be in. You're not comfortable heading into the postseason. You start playing playoff hockey before the playoffs even start, so you get that mentality going into each game, and I think it can be really beneficial being in a situation like this. And then when the playoffs do come, you start, and it's not like, all right, guys, we got to kind of flick the switch and get going here. It's playoffs now. You've kind of been playing that style, so we're in a good situation.
So last year, Edmonton was a team that had a strong regular season, went in the playoffs feeling pretty good, and they were out quick. Montreal was a 4th place team, went in the playoffs and really found the game, right? And away you guys went. Having looked at Edmonton from another place for a while, do you see a difference in this team? Do you see a team that's, figuring stuff out or changing in any way?
Yeah, I think so. You look at the roster and there's a good mix of every style of play on the team, and that's, I think, important to going into the postseason. And, looking back at last year, it was a fight right till the end to snag a point to confirm our playoff spot. And then, once you get in there, for us last year, it was a matter of, you get some good bounces and you play really good hockey at the right times to seal the deal in a couple series. And it happens quick. Those series roll by pretty fast. So once you get in there, things can play, they move quickly. So you play some good hockey for a little bit and put yourself in a good spot.
You've played in the Battle of Alberta from the other side. You get one on Saturday night wearing a blue sweater.
Yeah.
What's that going to be like?
It's always good. It always feels good. And now, I got friends and family on both sides of it. I got they don't know who to root for, but usually they always end up putting on the sweater of the team, the sweater I'm wearing. So I'm looking forward to playing for it from this side, and it's a big game. Every game from here on to the rest of the end of the regular season is huge. So it's gonna be good hockey.
Brett, can I ask you one question about Weber? Did you know in the playoffs last year that he wasn't going to play anymore? Or did that just come out of a lightning bolt out of the blue that all of a sudden, oh, we can't play?
Yeah, I think, we knew he was battling injuries and everything. He was getting worked on all the time, and, he's playing through a lot of stuff, but no idea that it was potentially going to be the end of the line for him. So that came as a shock to a lot of people, and yeah, we didn't know that was kind of his last go.
Thank you.
Brett, just at the back here, Daniel Nugent-Hopkins from The Athletic. I'm just curious, you have the chance to start on a pair with Tyson Barrie, who's a very offensive-minded guy. What can you bring to that pairing to allow it to be a successful one?
I think it's going to be good. I've watched him play some, not a ton, not really, iso-camming him whenever I watch the Oilers, but just moving with them, moving the puck D-to-Ds a little bit today. You can tell he's a good skater. He moves the puck well, and he's got a lot of talent. So I think it'll be good. I played with a guy, they're different players for sure, but similar skills. And Jeff Petrie, we played a lot of time together, and just the way you move and can move the puck and support each other and get back for each other. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll do really well.
And we've touched on how much of an Oilers fan you were growing up. I'm just wondering if you have had a favorite player or somebody that you tried to mold your game after who was wearing this uniform in the past.
Yeah, not necessarily an Oiler who I would mold my game after growing up, but, I always loved Ryan Smith, Sean Woodcroft. Those are top players in my mind, and I mean, they're great players, and so those are some of my favorites growing up.
Interested in the forwards, though, eh?
Yeah. Well, I guess I didn't know any better, but at a young age, I like the forwards. All right, thanks.
Derek. Not that being traded is ever easy, but does it make it easier that you've gone through this before and kind of gone through this process before?
Yeah, I mean, I've been traded a few times the last few years, but yeah, it's been hard, honestly, mentally, just moving from place to place, trying to establish myself with a team and trying to get a shot to win the Stanley Cup. And yeah, it was a little bit of a shock when Chuck Fletcher called me, but now I'm really happy to be here. I think this team is peaking at the right time, and I believe we have a chance to win here.
Kind of on that note, you went from a team that was, out of the playoff picture in the East to a team that's right in the middle of it in the West. Does that give you kind of an emotional boost, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, I signed in Philly. I thought we were going to have a team to get a shot to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, our season didn't go really well, and for the last stretch of the season here, like doing the 20, 30 games, we were just kind of playing, and now a game like tonight that the 2 points are really important, and coming back to playoff hockey, that's what you're asking for a player, and I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you.
Derek, over here, does it get any easier walking into a new dressing room when you've played for so many teams to introduce yourself, or do you just figure, I've been on so many teams, there must be somebody on this team I know?
Yeah, I've met a few guys before. I know like 4 or 5 guys on this team. But yeah, I think being 34 years old, I think it makes it easier. Have some experience in the league, and it's pretty nice building here, pretty nice room. I think it's a first-class organization. Me and Kulak were talking about it last night, and we're just thrilled to be here.
You mentioned playing with other people. Who might they be in the winter room?
I played at the Worlds with Connor and Cody. I played with Cody in Ottawa. I played with Tyson Barrie in Colorado. So yeah, just know a few guys from even in the summertime or just through hockey. I think, yeah, I built some relationship over the years.
And Tyler Wright was in Columbus when you broke in there. He was the player development guy, so you would have been working with him?
Yeah, we're from way back. First few years in Columbus when I was a rookie. Tyler, I think he was starting with the Blue Jackets at the time, and I remember he brought us to Vernon, BC for I don't know if it was a week or so for training. And we're always going back and forth through the years, and it's good to see him having success. He was in Detroit for a while, and he's a pretty passionate guy, and he loves hockey, and yeah, I had a good chat with him before I got here.
I'll take it here. So you've been parts of all kinds of rivalries. I'm getting at, I don't want to look past tonight's game for you, but you got, it's the last game of the year between Calgary and Edmonton on Saturday, and it should be tons of fun. Give me, in your history, what are the rivalries you've been involved in that were the best ones?
Yeah, the Rangers-Islanders, especially in Long Island, I think that was pretty special. Yeah, the first thing I looked when I got traded was the schedule, and I saw, I'm like, oh, I already got a taste on Saturdays. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want as a player, and I think the Oilers played them 2 weeks ago, and I watched on TV and everything, and I remembered, and it's a great atmosphere, and I'm just looking forward for tonight and playing on Saturday.
Thank you.
You're going to skate with Nugent-Hopkins and Puljujarvi. Obviously, you've skated with a lot of guys. How does the first game go, just understanding, to try to feel how a guy is going to play and what they like to do when you haven't even practiced?
Yeah, well, I both know both of them as players, and for me personally, I'm just going to try to come and play hockey. That was pretty much a message from the coaching staff as well. But it's just about... yeah, just keep everything simple. I've been through this before. I've been through some trades that I had to play the same night, but now I had a couple of days. I had 3.5 days last weekend, so it was nice to get a couple of days to relax and get re-energized. But yeah, I was just gonna go out there and have fun and try to enjoy the moment here, and it's good to be back in Canada and playing.
When it comes to neutral zone forechecking or how the coach wants you back, Having played so long, is that pretty simple for you to pick up regard to say, okay, this is how we want to play? It's not going to be that hard.
Yeah, it's not going to be that hard. Like, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's hockey, and it's pretty much a similar style that we play in Philadelphia. And I went through it yesterday. We had a little video session and this morning as well. So it should be pretty easy to pick up right away. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Just sort of some thoughts here on incorporating the two new guys. I mean, obviously Brassard gets a chance here with Nuge, and Kulak is sliding in with Barry.
Yeah, we're excited to have the two new players. I think they bring different skill sets to our group. Obviously, with Brassard, he's played up and down. He's played up and down some lineups throughout the National Hockey League. He's got a ton of playoff experience. He has very good skills. He can play in the middle or on the wing. Good face-off man, and excited to watch him play tonight. And then obviously Kulak is a smooth skating, defending first type defenseman that makes a good first pass and can support plays in the offensive zone. So I think both of them are excited to be here. They've comported themselves very well in the last 2 days, and I think they're going to add to our group.
Since Puljujärvi came back into action from the games he missed, would you say he's still trying to find his way back into the flow of the game, or how do you see it?
Yeah, well, I would say for Jesse, he's somebody who is he's a huge man, and he got taken out of his rhythm in that he missed a good chunk of the last 5 weeks or so. And so in part of that was just in being able to do nothing and let his injury heal. Because of that, sometimes you get out of your own personal rhythm. But I think he's come in, he's given us some good minutes, but there are parts of his game that he wants to continue to work on and grow, and I have no worries about Jesse Puljujärvi.
It appears Archibald won't play tonight. Is this a reward for actually the guys who did play on the road trip, as opposed to just coming back home and you saying, okay, now Archibald, you're back playing?
Well, I would say that our team got 1 out of a possible 4 points on the road. So we're trying to find a winning lineup for tonight's game. I think this is the first time that our group is returned to full health, and we're introducing some people that we acquired at the trade deadline. So for us as a coaching staff, we're trying to ice the lineup on a particular night that's going to give us the best chance to win that game. It's incumbent upon the players to make the decisions that we have to make, difficult ones, not easy ones. I can tell you that we have a lot of productive players, and putting together tonight's lineup was not easy. We're going to be sitting out 3 very good NHL hockey players, but we're trying to do what's best for the team in order to win the game tonight.
You mentioned sitting out players. Ryan is one of those. He's a right shot center. I don't know, Hyman can take some face-offs, but all your other face centers are left shot. Was that a consideration, not having Ryan in the lineup?
Yes, that was a consideration.
Thank you.
Jay, when you, as a coaching staff, and lots of guys have different ones. Struds was telling me about in New Jersey, like they had a philosophy as a coach. They wanted their defenseman in any situation or odd man rush to go down on the ice to try to take the pass across. How much of that is coaching? How much of that is just situational based on the player at the time of the game?
You're talking defending the 2-on-1?
Yeah, like a 2-on-1, or because even sometimes on the penalty kill, you'll have the guy take away the cross ice pass, and it's obviously work. So how much of that is coaching? How much is just you let the player make the call at the time of the game?
Well, I think there is some coaching elements to it, and we do have a way we would like to play those. I'm not going to broadcast them here in the media, but we do have a way that we want things to happen. But you also have to account for when you have a philosophy, it's in an ideal world. It's even when you set up drills in practice, most times it's ideal situations. But the way the game's played and at the frenetic pace that it's played at, and with things happening, sometimes you have to rely on your instinct. You can't just be a robot out there. You have to feel the situation and do your best in that situation. So, do we have a way we want to defend those? Yes, we do, but we understand that it's far from an ideal world every single time, and sometimes things happen.
You've talked about how you really wanted to inject specific things early on in your 5-on-5 play, and the results are pretty clear that you push your goals against significantly. Your special teams is probably not at the levels you want it to be. You've still got, 18 games to go. Is it small increments, Jay? Because is it just off in a few areas? I guess I'll start with the penalty kill. What are the small details you want to see tightened up to improve your penalty kill?
Well, first off, we're back at full health, so we're going to have some new people out there over this next little while. I think when it comes to small details with the penalty kill, I didn't love our face-off execution over the last 2 games. I thought we won some face-offs on the penalty kill that didn't end up in a clear and forcing a power play to come 200 feet. I think our clears just in general can improve. I think we're giving good power plays second chances. Those have nothing to do with structure. They're just flat out execution by our penalty killers, which we think those are things that can improve here down the stretch. If you look at some of the goals that have gone in recently, the last home game, I think one goes off a shin pad, lands on a guy's stick. I think the two in Colorado went off our body parts and into the net. The one in Dallas, I thought we could have done a better job with. In the end, I can tell you as a coach right now, our focus isn't so much on what the percentage number is. Our focus is on these 18 dress rehearsals that we have left in order to be prepared for round one of the playoffs.
And lastly, now that your team's healthy for the first time, as a coach, ensuring that guys get into the game, whether it's penalty kill, power play, does it become more of a challenge when you have a deeper roster? So how do you judge that as a coach?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry, I lost.
Is it a good challenge, more of a challenge now that you have a deeper lineup to ensure that, you know, like, hey, I got guys here, and most players can be more impactful when they play a little bit more minutes, right?
Yeah, I think that's something that we've talked about with our team, that this is the we time of year. And as we said earlier, as coaches, our job is to make real-time decisions based on the information that our players are giving us. It's the player's job to make our decisions difficult. Some guys we're going to ask to do a little bit more. Some guys we're going to ask to do a little bit less, but better. But again, we're in the moment of our season where it's about the we. It's the we time of year. Thanks, guys.